the spirit that drives this invitation and this sharing that is taking place right now is the spirit that we do need to move Nigeria forward. With us here are leaders in their own right. And each one of us here maybe need to be reminded that wherever you find yourself, you are President Buhari there. The enormous responsibility that rests on his shoulders, those of us who believe in Nigeria, like you all do here, know that the responsibility for moving this country forward, for tackling the ills that are pulling us backward, does not rest only on the shoulders of Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief. Yes, by his oath of office, he is the number one. And all backs stop on his table. No dispute about that. But as leaders, we owe ourselves and owe this country that responsibility, that the leadership that God has given you in your own domain, in your own calling, places that same burden on you. How we move this country together. Here we are. We talk one with the other. We joke as we go past, we shake hands as a show of solidarity, as a show of love, as a show of brotherhood. But many a times, this spirit is not carried where it is most needed. The spirit of togetherness, the spirit of sharing, the spirit of leadership demands that all of us, all, no matter where you are, no matter where you find yourself, no matter your calling, you have that duty as an adult Nigerian, particularly those of us who are opportune to be where we are. We owe this country a duty. Often, when something is going wrong, the easiest thing we do is to point accusing fingers. And sometimes it is shocking that even those that are given some portion of leadership of this country do not stand up to their calling. As political leaders, we must take this message home. We must bear that responsibility. Nobody will do it for us. We have no other country but this Federal Republic of Nigeria. Some of us who are privileged travel out of this country, oftentimes. No matter the regimentation in countries that we visit, we always oblige, we always follow the law. In Nigeria, we have allergy for obeying simple laws. Simple laws. Nobody goes to London, for instance, or New York, or wherever, and he sees traffic lights saying, showing him red. And you go on. In this country, you will just go, any traffic is on your way, try to just avoid it and beat the traffic light. These are little things. You see wrongs being committed. You are a Nigerian, you have a responsibility. The president has got the police, he's got the judiciary, he's got whichever departments of government there is to oversee these things. He cannot do it himself. We all have a national responsibility. When we see a wrong, we try to correct it. We try to correct it. When you do so, you are asserting your responsibility to the sovereign. It is therefore my hope and prayers as we gather here as political leaders, out of a population of over 200 million people, here we are. We are talking for Nigeria. But for opportunities, there may be other Nigerians that are much better in all sphere of life than of us here seated. But it please God that this moment is our moment to take the challenge and do the best we can to lead our country of those negativities that tend to draw us back in our march towards the realization of the Nigerian project. I do hope that as political leaders, you will bear in mind, like Yusuf said a while ago, we have less than 10 months to election today. We have a ruling party. I'm privileged to lead the ruling party. But we need peace for that election to succeed. We need conformity with the laws of the land for that election to succeed. The success of that election is not just for the winner. I hope it will be my party. But my prayer and bigger or greater hope is that the success of the election, no matter who wins, is for our good. If we don't face that election with a commitment to ensure we have a peaceful election, no matter who wins, there's no glory in it. Success becomes failure. So we must put our heads together as we are this evening to see that we work in unison as parties. Every one of us has his own course charted by Almighty God. Who will win the next election is known by God already. So we are all grappling in the dark. And let's get one commitment that we do nothing in the course of a pursuit for political victory to do anything that will harm this country or harm democracy as we understand it, as we want to practice it. If something goes wrong, God forbid, everything we have, everything we believe, every ground we believe we covered, we're setting ourselves back. So please, let's forget, let's stop beating our chests, let's take the spirit of that shaking hands that we do from time to time, that this country belongs to all of us. Those of us who are vying for offices are privileged Nigerians. And those who are not as privileged as we are thousands and thousands, millions in number more than we are. So we must not forget them, whatever we do. They suffer when we fail, and when they are suffering, we enjoy. This is not the spirit of leadership. So I challenge you, my dear colleagues, leaders of political parties, that let's get together. Let's be sure that the forthcoming election is done successfully.